Mendeecees furious after Kirk threatens Yandy. Tension explodes. The late summer sun dipped behind Harlem's brownstones, bathing Lenox Avenue in a copper glow. Inside a tucked-away lounge called Velvet Crown, the air was thick with the smell of spiced wings and ambition. Yandy Smith Harris leaned against a polished mahogany bar, scanning a room alive with chatter. Tonight was supposed to be a quiet strategy session for her new music mentorship project. Instead, it felt like a brewing storm. Across the room, Kirk Frost entered with a grin that looked just a little too sharp. He was a seasoned Atlanta music manager with a reputation for charming investors while cutting ruthless deals. Yandy's project had caught his eye. He had offered to help, but Yandy sensed something off. His help came with invisible strings. She straightened when Mendeecees walked in, his presence steady and magnetic. He greeted Yandy with a nod that said, "I've got you," then turned his calm gaze on Kirk. "Evening," Mendeecees said, voice smooth but edged. "Evening," Kirk replied, sliding onto a stool like a cat claiming territory. "Heard this mentorship thing might go national." "Impressive." Yandy smiled politely. "That's the hope. We're focused on the kids first." Kirk swirled the ice in his glass. "Kids, sure. But scale needs serious capital. I can make that happen if you're willing to let me handle the paperwork my way." The way he emphasized "my way" made Mendeecees' shoulders stiffen. Lines in the sand. The conversation drifted into business talk, but under the surface it felt like a chess match. Kirk leaned closer to Yandy. "See, to really move, you gotta take some risks. And sometimes you have to sideline certain partners who slow you down." Mendeecees caught the glance Kirk threw his way. His jaw tightened. "You suggesting something?" Mendeecees asked. Kirk's smile was all teeth. "Just saying Yandy's a visionary. Sometimes visions need to be protected from distractions." Yandy stepped between them, palms out. "Hold on. We're all on the same side." But Kirk didn't stop. "I've seen projects crumble because a partner's history makes sponsors nervous." That landed like a slap. Mendeecees had worked hard to rebuild his life after past legal troubles. He wasn't about to let someone use that against him. "You don't get to talk about my history," Mendeecees said, voice low and dangerous. "Especially not in front of my wife." The lounge seemed to shrink. Nearby patrons fell silent, sensing a moment. Tension ignites. Kirk raised his hands in mock surrender. "No disrespect, brother. Just business." "Business." Mendeecees stepped closer. "You come into our city, our project, and try to cut me out? That's not business. That's a threat." Kirk's grin faltered, but pride held him steady. "I'm protecting the investment." Yandy's heart pounded. She knew both men, Mendeecees protective, Kirk calculating. Sparks like these could ignite into something none of them wanted. "Mendeecees," she said softly, touching his arm. "This isn't worth it." But Kirk, perhaps forgetting how quickly Harlem loyalty burns, added, "If you're not in the room, deals get cleaner." That did it. Mendeecees' voice thundered through the lounge. "Say that again." People turned. Glasses stilled midair. The DJ hesitated, hand hovering over the next track. Kirk stood, eyes narrowing. "I said, maybe she's better off without your baggage." The flashpoint. Before fists could fly, Yandy stepped forward, her voice slicing the tension. "Enough. Both of you." She looked from Mendeecees' clenched fists to Kirk's defiant stare. "This project is about giving kids a future, not refighting the past. If you can't respect that, Kirk, you can leave." Kirk's chest heaved, but he hesitated. Around them, Harlem's community watched, artists, students, elders. He realized he was outnumbered not by people, but by purpose. Finally, he backed off. "All right. No harm meant." He grabbed his jacket, eyes flicking between them. "Call me if you want real funding." He left to a chorus of murmurs. Aftermath in quiet echoes. The music slowly returned. Mendeecees exhaled like a storm receding. Yandy stayed close, her hand warm on his arm. "You okay?" she asked. "I'm fine. Just can't stand someone disrespecting what we've built." "I know," she said softly. "But we have to stay focused. We'll find investors who see us. both of us, for who we are now. Mendeecees nodded, the fire in his eyes dimming to embers. No one threatens you. Not while I'm here. Yandy smiled, a mix of gratitude and resolve. And no one drives a wedge between us. Not ever. Outside, the city hummed with the restless energy of night. Inside, they stood side by side, stronger for having faced the storm together. Reflection. Later, as they walked home under the glittering Harlem lights, Yandy thought about how quickly ambition can turn allies into adversaries. But she also felt the unshakable truth of her partnership with Mendeecees, forged through trials, tempered by love. In the distance, music drifted from an open window, a reminder that even when tension explodes, harmony can follow.